De Winter.
And I am Susan Grant.
And we are Bell Street,
who are an events band and production company.
And we're here to talk to you about our fun and failures.
From our journey to being scared to doing it anyway.
And today we've opened a salon.
Yeah, a little bit of a different setup for those of you watching.
You can't say we're not authentic.
Yeah.
Because we're getting ready for our first Rat Pack theatre show.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't have time to do our hair and record this podcast.
No.
So
we're going to multitask.
Yes, why not come along for a very poor tutorial on how to curl and set your hair. If you want a good one, we can recommend much better people. Like Lady B on Instagram. Much better than us.
Well, I can't do it at all. So, yeah.
It's a shame we couldn't get her to do our hair.
Yes, we had.
She's busy doing the hair of film stars, I believe.
Oh, well.
She's moved on from us.
Only a matter of time, really.
Before someone moves on or before we're film stars?
Before we're film stars.
Okay.
Surely it's on the list somewhere.
Surely.
So, as we're here with our hair podcast,
we might get loads of engagement.
we might, yes.
Oh, we should tag it Get Ready With Me, and then people will love it.
Yeah, what else to do on a foggy, wet morning? But it's exciting because we're going to head up into the theatre after this and go and set ourselves up with whatever we have up there.
I don't know why we're overthinking this particular one. I think it's because it's in a different setting.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously we've already launched the Rat Pack Gals, and this is just a slightly different setting. It's not nerves, is it? It's just anxious to do it well. And
yeah. Well, the last show that we did with this music, we were on the same level as everyone because it was a dining experience. So to be up on the stage and we've got lights, which it always adds to the atmosphere, which is exciting. So yeah, it's just getting it all ready. So it's the show that we want.
Yeah.
As well.
We've got lots of bookings. We've been brave, haven't we? The braveness is beginning to pay off, which we're excited by.
Yeah.
We have a confirmed show in London, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm. For our cabaret.
Yeah, London and Bristol. And we're even doing a double night in Camden.
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing a 2-night run in Bristol.
Yeah.
And that for us is brave.
Yeah.
Because we've got to sell the tickets. But we'll sure you'll all come along, won't you?
Yep. Yeah, we've got quite a lot of interest. I mean, yes, some ticket links aren't up quite yet, but we will let you know when they are. But no, it is exciting to because we've also got another one then in our hometown the following month. So it's nice to be able to be brave and push out of Dorset.
And then come back to the safety of Shaftesbury. No, we really felt really passionately that we wanted to do something for International Women's Day this year. Because last year, Shaftesbury really didn't do very much that we were aware of. One of the local councils did a series of talks, 3 of which were by men, for International Women's Day. And I thought I thought the whole thing was a bit off in that no one really marked it. And so we had all these ideas, didn't we, of doing a big event for International Women's Day. But what we decided was, because we're international women, we didn't have the energy to organise the ideas that we had in our brain.
Yeah.
So we are going to be performing Glitter, Guilt and Good Intentions on International Women's Day, which is the 8th of March in Shaftesbury, and that feels good to us.
Yeah,
and helping promote anything else anybody else wants to do in the town to celebrate it.
Yeah, because last year a lot of people, well, not lots, but a few, did say, "Oh, surprised you're not doing anything for it."
Like, okay, we're doing everything else.
Well, why don't you organise it? So that's fun that we've got that booked in already, and also talking about that weekend with a couple of local businesses. It sort of, I saw, sparked on some conversations that we'd had the other day with people doing quite fun, creative things as well.
Because the irony of International Women's Day is all the busy women who like to celebrate International Women's Day are just busy, and then having to organise to celebrate International Women's Day is just another job. So yeah. But yeah, so we look forward to that. So we've got a nice little run of Glitter, Guilt and Good Intention next year, which is what it deserves, and we're really excited about that.
Yes, and a handful of Rat Pack gigs booked.
Yeah.
Which is excellent. So, yeah. And then before you know it, we'll be thinking about what we can do for the Fringe. Will it be a new show? Don't know.
We had a meeting with our creative mentor this week, didn't we?
Yes.
And we always leave that meeting, well, often we joke that we ignore his advice, but I don't think we said no to anything he suggested this time, did we?
No, the lovely Jason Ward, we tell him all our plans to take over the world and he pulls it all apart.
While simultaneously though making us feel very believed in, which is why we like him, because he's honest, but like we are convinced that he does think what we do is good, so we respect his opinion. And it is great to have someone who's out of our friendship group and on a professional level you can really respect.
Yes, although we do think we're friends.
Yeah.
I don't know if he does, but we do.
Well, we've been talking about that quite a lot recently, haven't we? Wishing, like that feeling when you think you're going to be friends with somebody and you almost have a premonition of like, we're going to be such good friends. And you really believe that this is like a friendship on its way. And then nothing comes of it. And it's happened to me so many times where I think, oh, I really want to be this person's friend. Well, obviously in what we're doing at the minute, it's quite often the people we interview, like, I want to be your friend. and obviously people just are busy and don't live here.
Yeah.
But yeah, and and so Jason, yeah, we do believe you are our friend.
Mm-hmm.
Friend. And we're always like, oh, we'll come over and see you. And he's like, weird, okay.
Yeah, it does borderline on being slightly strange, obsessed stalker, but we're not that yet, so.
Yeah.
So, yes, we are excited. I'm just watching my hair, it's great.
This is a good look.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we are excited.
Well, you're beautiful. You can pull off anything.
Oh.
Even a high side ponytail. That'll be great for our 80s show.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can write that down somewhere.
But what have we been talking a lot about recently? We've been talking about being an emerging artist. And this should come across in a good way, I hope, because I mean it not in a resentful way. But why does an emerging artist need to be a young person? Because I feel as if we are emerging artists. Because what do you think what does that mean to you, Susan? Not the audience. It's hard when I'm not looking at you, and if I do this, it's a bit intense.
Yeah, hi. Well, we were talking about it in that sort of context the other day of somebody who has maybe just come out of, or is just writing their own music and suddenly been spotted or given the opportunity, but it does tend to be, I wouldn't think of it as somebody particularly young, because actually I know quite a lot of people, mainly in the theatre or musical theatre world, not artists like pop artists. I think that's what we were talking about, wasn't it? But actually there's a lot of people that are finding their feet, and voice later on in life, and so that is emerging, isn't it? Because you've done a lot of work and then suddenly you're allowed to put your head over the wall of success and be seen. But
but do you think maybe with women it's like a slightly different context? Because all I was thinking was a lot of the funding for emerging artists, especially in theatre and things, and a lot of the support is for under 25s, for example. Now, it may surprise you, but we're not under 25. And I do feel that women in particular, and obviously we speak from a women's perspective a lot because we are women, and you know, that's the life we're leading, so that's what we can talk about. You put your life, you pause it. So you might start your career and you might choose then to have a family. You might choose to be the one who wants to be around while your children are young, or you might not have the choice and that might just be what's given to you. Or there may be various other reasons. But I think maybe now there's different parts being written for women that are more diverse, not just like an ingenue, a 21-year-old person who wants to get married. There's a lot more things happening in theatre where there's stories of women who are over 30 and well further on than that are being told. And so now there are more opportunities for women to come back. And I've begun to notice it a little bit on social media about women who've raised their kids and are going back into theatre. Women who've finished raising their family and now, you know, have the means and the confidence to start a theatre company, who have more to say because they have more life experience. And I do think there should be more encouragement and more support for women or men who are doing it, are emerging, not as a young artist, as a young person, because that's where you have more of a variety of voice and of stories and of perspective. Yeah. And because I always said to you, don't I, that I feel like we've gone about this the wrong way and everyone else goes at it from when they're young, and not the wrong way, but the backwards way, because we're starting from the age we're starting at now.
I guess it's still seen because there is, like you say, with funding and also rehearsal room opportunities, and that if you're under, well, it can be anything between under 25, even under 30, but I guess, is it seen that the older that you get, the more you should be able to afford?
Yes, but we know that's not true, don't we? Especially, you know, your social circumstances, which, you know, they will often take into account for in funding for younger people or whatever, you know, that is as much affecting women and, well, I'll stop saying women, but I'm thinking women of all ages, you know, especially if, say, you've been through a marriage breakup or something like that, or if you've putting children through university or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Just I don't feel like a rage about it or anything. It's something that's really I've begun to notice, and I've always noticed before and thought, oh, it's a shame, isn't it, that we didn't come to this younger. But actually, I'm beginning to think. I think that women's voices should be encouraged, and emerging artists should be emerging from all the... I've just got an image of a swamp monster now, which is what I feel like sometimes. Emerging at all ages. We talked to Jerry, who made her debut at West End Theatre at 42. And, you know, I'm trying to remember this woman's name on Instagram who she keeps... Oh, it's TikTok actually, because sometimes I go on TikTok, ladies and gentlemen. And it's TikTok, and she has got a really big following, and she's documenting her journey of getting back into theatre. We should try and get her on. I don't know what her name is.
Well, we can start
with
a bit of
coming up.
research on
A
that.
bit of research.
Get her name. Yeah.
But, you know, I think with age and experience and tragedy and all of those things comes important messages that, you know, and art is about the messaging.
Yeah.
You know, I don't always want to... I hear a lot what my 20-year-old has to say. I don't need to hear what every other 20-year-old has to say as well.
That is interesting. And actually, I had a meet-up with some people that I've not seen for... a lot of them probably for nearly 18 years or so yesterday. And it was sad because it was a funeral from someone that we went to university with. But it was amazing to see these people again after all that time. And we'd all been on a performing arts course. And everybody I spoke to has gone into the arts in some way. not into musical theatre, but you've got authors there, you've got people who are play therapists, drama therapy, and actually everyone has this struggle where sort of you're thrown out into the world as somebody who can have all these things, like applying for the funding or, you know, being of that age, and then suddenly age creeps in. You can't do the jobs that you used to be able to do. And you have to find a way to be creative, whether that's retraining or, you know, maybe performing isn't your thing, and so you go into writing. And like you say, that's where to be given the space, mentally as well as financially, to be able to research and be brave to start whatever that new creativity process is, would be really nice.
Wouldn't it?
With this
It's a top knot.
top knot. I look like a Teletubby at the moment.
Well, so you've looked like worse things.
I have. Yes.
But yeah, that's just something I've been feeling quite passionately about at the minute. So just put that out there. Have you got any thoughts about that? Because, well, we went and we did some backing vocals for a Ben Francis, who was on our podcast a few weeks ago. And
A Ben Francis.
a Ben Francis.
The
I was going to
Ben
say
Francis.
the very one and only Ben Francis. Well, there's three, but none like him. And we went and did some backing vocals at a what do you call it?
Piano bar.
Showcase.
Right.
Yeah, it was a lovely bar actually. It was called
Smithfields.
Piano. Was it called the Piano or the Piano Bar?
It was called Piano Smithfields.
Okay. Anyway, we went there, and so it was all for emerging songwriters, and there was some really amazing people there. But again, we felt old, didn't we?
We did.
But there are songwriters out there who are only just finding their voice and have this massive experience and like stories to tell and pain. And doesn't every songwriter like to be sad and in pain? You got a lot more pain if you're older, or maybe you care less. You're older, so you don't want to write a song about the pain. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, it's dominated by youth, and as it should be, because there should always be new and exciting and young. The voice of young people is so important, but I think so is the voice of other people who are, young in their career. But that was fun, wasn't it, to go do some vocals? Did feel a bit old though.
Well, I think it was only because the other performers were very young.
Yes. And we clocked, there was a brilliant band there called EMK. We'll look it up.
Yeah.
And this girl who fronted this band, she was fantastic, but the whole band were fantastic. But what we spotted from a mile away, E.M. Kane.
Ian
If you want to look them on Instagram, E_M_Kane was. We stopped one of the girl who was playing bass and various other instruments and doing amazing backing vocals, and basically it looked like conducting the band, and said, "Are you from a musical theatre background?" And she said, "Yes, we all trained at musical theatre." And it just stood out because you could tell the emotion.
The performance
Yes.
technique. They weren't singing with their eyes closed.
No, that's a pet hate of ours, isn't it? I mean, sometimes, we close our eyes. Well, I close my eyes when I need to tune myself. But we really feel quite passionate about connecting with your audience, looking at them and not closing your eyes when you sing or reading lyrics. And their performance stood out because their connection with the audience and the storytelling behind their songs was really good. And you can spot a theatre kid from a mile away, can't you? There was nothing jazz hands about it. It was just the quality of how they delivered.
Yeah.
The whole band of how they delivered what they were making. They were really great. That was really good to meet them. I love going to things like that and meeting new people. Talented people.
Yeah.
And we like a trip to London, don't we?
Yes, we do.
On our ticking off of things that scare us, trips to London don't scare us. But if you remember, we were talking about on one of our previous podcasts about if you do something 100 times, if I'm in a room with 100 birds, I won't be scared of birds at the end. Allegedly. I'm not going to test that one out.
I don't know though. I don't know if that is if you're in a room with 100
I
birds,
don't know.
that's a bit different to being exposed to a bird 100 times.
I really don't want to be in a room with 100 birds.
I wouldn't want to be in a room with 100 birds. I don't mind them.
Okay.
So
Fair. Well, I've held an owl, so I can tick that off. 1.
Yeah.
And I looked at a bird the other day and wasn't scared.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, so I've started a little list for us for gigs in London. Because once we've done them 100 times...
Not bird holding.
Not bird holding. Well, I could start a list of bird holding, but I'm not very motivated to. Because I don't see how that will affect my life positively.
No, okay.
Not being intimidated by big London gigs.
No.
I can see how that would affect my life positively.
Because it's only a venue, and those people that we talked to are, again, only people. We met some really lovely people that enjoyed it so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
The difference with that, though, going up and singing as part of Ben's band, is that actually the pressure is off of us.
Yeah,
which I quite like, because we rock up as long as we know what we're singing, so that we can just add to the essence of the gig and be useful. Then we just show up. We don't have to worry about anything like we're worrying about the show. We're not worrying about it.
But as long as we know what we're wearing as well, because we're so used to dramatic outfits, and I guess backing vocals, you're supposed to blend in, aren't you?
Yeah.
Although we were slapped at the front of this gig, weren't we? And it was being filmed, so it was being filmed by various kind of men on the front row, and they all looked like judges, but they weren't judges. They were very good photographers and videographers, but they were sat on the front row of this performance, and then we were stood basically like here, and so all the video footage is like from this angle. Well, you can't see, but
it looks quite nice though. I think everyone looks
angle
good.
Up. Yeah, I mean, but we weren't blending.
Well, it was a very small stage. We couldn't blend unless we sat on the piano.
But it was great. It was great. But then it's hard as well, isn't it? When you're an emerging artist.
Yes.
Locality is hard because, that night we drove down to London from Dorset, as Ben joked, on our horse and cart. And, it was a big deal. The bassist had just started a new job. He'd been working since 6 a.m. and then finished work and then drove straight to London and drove straight back the second the gig was finished, because he was up really early the next day as well. And, locality is hard, and there aren't a lot of showcases in the country, which I can see why, but it's a shame. Should we just start a showcase for old people from the country? There's a posher way to say that. Rural something.
Yes. Rural aging.
Yes.
Artists.
Rural aging artists. Ra. It's like RADA.
Yes, but
with less D's.
With less drama.
Oh my gosh, did we just have a brilliant idea? I think we did.
But it's another thing, if you want something like that, you have to do it yourself. We haven't got time.
But I really like Ra.
Yes.
Because even in Dorset, the north of Dorset, let's give a shout out to the North Dorset artists.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think there were any, but there's a hive of activity in the north of Dorset. And because you're not near Bournemouth, because that's Dorset, so that's technically our area. Mm-hmm. That's where all the showcases are. That's where the kind of original music awards are for Dorset and things like that. The north of Dorset is largely forgotten. And it's a shame, but it's because no one can be bothered to come up from Bournemouth.
It's only an hour.
It's only an hour. And Dorset artists are expected to make the effort and go the other way. There's very few good music venues in North Dorset.
Where do they hold the original music awards in Bournemouth?
I don't know. I only ever see the backdrop of their photos. It's a great initiative, but they've only this year assigned someone to kind of look at the north. The north of Dorset. You know how Southerners talk about the north like it's miles away? People from Bournemouth talk about North Dorset like it's basically Game of Thrones, and we're...
Do they?
Well, yeah. I think in terms of distance they do. No one comes up here, do they? I don't know of
No.
anyone who comes up here.
No, but then I don't know why they would come up here.
No, I guess there's a lack of venues. But then we've got some brilliant venues nearby. Actually, in Frome, it's not far. I know that's Somerset technically. Somerset Newton's got really good. No, what's that called? The Exchange. We've gone off on a very local rant, but that's why rural touring is important, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
But again, got to get in it. It's always hard. They like people from out of here. We're gonna reapply for Dorset Arts, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Which is a rural touring theatre. It's not a company, is it? They promote rural touring and they facilitate it in places like village halls, which actually is a really, really great idea.
Yeah, because there's some amazing village halls. Actually.
There are,
some
and
lovely spaces.
And it makes the arts more accessible to people who can't travel an hour and a half, whether because of, accessibility in terms of physicality or financially, or
even half an hour up the road. Especially around this way. If you don't drive, there are no buses.
No.
that would get in and out of the villages.
It's a 3-day trip.
Yeah.
It literally is.
On a donkey.
On a donkey. So yeah, we do like what Dorset Arts do, but we are also going to apply to see if they want Go to Guilt and Good Intentions. So we'll let you know how that goes. Yeah. Was there anything else we wanted to say? We've been rambling today, but we have decided to switch up a little bit, haven't we?
Yeah. Again, on after our chat with Jason and talking about our podcast, and I mean we hadn't talked about the hair design with him, so
he didn't know about the salon idea.
He did not.
But I think this might be the way forward.
It might. Do you know what I've realised that I'm doing some weird yawning thing. What that is it's nerves. I'm actually, the nerves have suddenly sunk in.
Nerves about hair or nerves about
what you're doing with my hair. But
really?
Nerves about the show.
Trust me by now.
Nerves about the show. So I'm cold and I'm yawning. So I do apologise to those that are watching that think I'm bored. I'm not. It's funny, isn't it, what your body does when you're nervous?
Yes. But what were we saying about Jason?
Jason, yes, he said, we talked a lot about the podcast and the direction. And he said he quite liked our chat, as well. We're a bit more informal as well. So that's why we thought, actually, we love our guests, as we always say. We're really excited to speak to different people and learn about their journeys, but we also like just being able to talk to all of you listening and watching. Do we need a reason? Do we need some sort of
a teachable
life lesson for you? Because actually, I think we've run out of giving any.
But there's always something we're musing about, isn't there?
Yeah.
Like the emerging artist thing. Like why don't people make friends with us?
We sound desperate with that.
Not desperate, but there is just genuinely, like, we make a joke about meeting up with people and then like, oh no, I actually really want to.
That's why it's just the two of us always together. We've got no friends.
We're desperate women in their 40s trying to make friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but anyway. Well, shall we leave it there? I'm nearly finished with your set.
People might want to see this.
Are you going anywhere nice on holiday, madam?
Well, I'm not, no.
No.
Are you?
I am actually going on holiday next week.
Yeah.
For the first time in a long time.
Good.
And that will be good. But and then we'll be back. Now we both look like Jerry as the Queen. Okay.
Yes.
Well, whatever you're doing, we hope that you are emerging in your own little way.
Or big way.
Yes. Big or small, swamp-like or not.
And if you have done your hair like this as well, send us a picture.
Yes, okay.
We'd like that.
Yeah, and just do it anyway. You know that bit in Little Women where she takes the tongs away and she goes, and she's burned the hair off. That hasn't just happened.
Good. My pheasant.